On the crest of Conic Hill, rain is in the air. And yet I'm greeted by a sunburst through the clouds that literally stops me in my tracks.
I'm Sam Heughan, best known for playing Scottish Highlander Jamie Fraser in the time-travelling drama series Outlander, filmed in my beloved Scotland.
I feel very fortunate. I was brought up on the grounds of a derelict castle, so I was allowed to, play outdoors and be in the Scottish countryside, and I think that love of the outdoors really inspired me.
Last year, during a break in filming, I decided to walk the West Highland Way, a 96-mile hike from Mulgai to Fort William, and take in Ben Nevis on the way. The walk gave me time to reflect on my own personal journey, and I wrote a book about the experience.
I started the walk with maybe a large ego, thinking that I was reasonably fit and I had all the gear and I could do this. And within 2 days, I realized that I'd maybe set my goals too high. I was carrying way too much equipment. I brought everything but the kitchen sink in my backpack.
I challenged myself to complete the walk in 5 days, averaging about 20 miles a day.
What excited me is that I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to conquer this walk, to be alone and to reflect.
It had such a lasting impression on me that I brought along my friend John, who helped me train for Outlander, to experience some of the awe I felt walking this path.
It was actually almost 10 years ago. We started training together to create the character of Jamie Fraser as the Highland warrior, and we also didn't want him to look like he's going to the gym every day. He lives in the 1700s.
No, like when we got the kind of brief of what you were supposed to look like, it was like you'd been built off the farm. So was this your thought process to get me out on this walk, was a little bit of payback?
Well, slightly, yes. All those burpees you kept giving me.
Like me, John grew up with the West Highland Way on his doorstep, but he's never hiked it.
To have this only like 40 minutes away it's just incredible.
And this really is the start of the Highlands, From this point on, it gets more and more dramatic.
After only a short walk, we're at Millerochy, on the shore of Loch Lomond. This is where I camped at the end of day 1 of my trip.
Time for a coffee?
I think so.
Let's do it.
The tranquil nature of this place allows me to reflect on my life. I have few memories of my dad. He left when I was 18 months old. I didn't reconnect with him properly until I was an adult.
It was sort of the experience of meeting my dad, ultimately when he was kind of close to dying, and it was very personal for me. And I think, I don't really get an opportunity in my public persona to reveal much, and I try not to. I'm quite personal, but the book is quite cathartic, actually, and maybe it's putting some things to rest.
Back on the trail, and we're getting closer to the foothills of Ben Lomond. Last time I was here, I was at my lowest.
The end of day 1 into day 2, I was drenched. My tent was soaked, my sleeping bag. I was pretty desperate. I remember thinking, I'm not sure I can do this.
But one man got me through it.
Graeme!
Hey, Sam.
Hello.
I met him on that walk, and it changed everything.
We both got into a lot of trouble. It was raining, it was cold, the walk was...
The weather was terrible.
It was a point where I literally was going to give up.
We helped each other through, we really did. You can almost see Ben Lomond in the background there, but
yes,
you certainly couldn't see anything like that much of it the day we did it.
Even though my adventure had been a quest for solitude, I made a lasting friendship. We're finishing our walk at Conic Hill, which offers the best views of Loch Lomond.
Feels like we've been walking for days.
Come on, John. Yes, we made it. After a long day's walking, it really is rewarding to see finally the loch, and there in the far distance, that's tomorrow's adventure.